Imagine the streets of Newark, New Jersey, in the late 1970s, rough, bustling, and alive with energy. In the midst of this city, we find a young girl who would soon become one of hip-hop's most powerful voices. Dana Elaine Owens was born on March 18, 1970, to a loving and supportive family. Her father, Lancelot Owens, was a police officer, while her mother, Rita Owens, worked as a school teacher. These two figures, both strong in their own right, would shape Dana's life in profound ways. Growing up in East Orange, New Jersey, Dana was surrounded by a mix of influences. Her father instilled in her a sense of discipline and justice, while her mother nurtured her creativity and encouraged her to pursue her passions. It was in her mother's classroom where Dana first discovered her love for the arts. Rita often brought her daughter to school, exposing her to literature, poetry, and most importantly, music. Dana was an active child full of curiosity and energy. She began singing in her local Baptist church at a young age, her powerful voice already turning heads. But it wasn't just music that captivated her. Dana was also drawn to sports, particularly basketball. Her height and athleticism made her a standout player on her high school team, and she quickly earned a reputation as a fierce competitor. This combination of music and sports gave Dana a unique edge, teaching her the importance of teamwork, discipline, and perseverance. As Dana entered her teenage years, hip-hop began to emerge as a dominant force in music and culture. The streets of New York City, just across the Hudson River, were buzzing with the sounds of pioneering artists like Grandmaster Flash, Run-D.M.C, and LL Cool J. Dana was captivated by this new wave of music. It wasn't just the beats or the rhymes that drew her in, it was the raw power of self-expression that hip-hop offered. Here was a genre that allowed individuals to tell their stories, to speak their truths, and to do so with unapologetic confidence. It didn't take long for Dana to start experimenting with rap herself. She began writing her own rhymes, drawing on her life experiences and the challenges she saw around her. She wasn't just interested in making music for fun. Dana saw hip-hop as a way to make a difference, to uplift and empower those who were often overlooked. She adopted the name Latifah, an Arabic word meaning delicate or kind, which she had chosen years earlier when she found it in a book of Arabic names. This name would soon take on a deeper meaning as Dana transformed into Queen Latifah, a powerful voice for women in hip-hop. Her first big break came when she formed an all-female rap group called Ladies Fresh with her friends in high school. The group performed at local talent shows, and it wasn't long before their talent caught the attention of DJ King Gemini, who helped Latifah create a demo tape. This tape found its way into the hands of Fab Five Freddy, the legendary host of Yo! MTV Raps, who passed it along to Tommy Boy Records. The label was impressed by the young rapper's voice, both literally and figuratively, and signed her to a deal. In 1988, at just 18 years old, Queen Latifah released her first single, Wrath of My Madness. The track was a bold introduction to the world, showcasing her lyrical prowess and commanding presence. It was clear that Latifah was not just another rapper, she was a force to be reckoned with. Wrath of My Madness quickly became an underground hit, earning Latifah recognition in the hip-hop community and setting the stage for her debut album. This early success was more than just a career milestone, it was a statement. Queen Latifah wasn't just entering the rap game, she was declaring her intent to change it. Her music was infused with messages of empowerment, particularly for women, who were often marginalized in the male-dominated world of hip-hop. Latifah's early experiences growing up in Newark, her love for music and sports, and her exposure to the emerging hip-hop culture all came together to shape the artist she would become, a queen determined to rule her own destiny. The year was 1989, and the hip-hop scene was more vibrant than ever. New voices were emerging, each trying to make their mark on the industry. But among the many new artists, one stood out, a young woman with a powerful voice and a message that resonated with the masses. Queen Latifah was ready to take the world by storm, and she did just that with the release of her debut album, All Hail the Queen. All Hail the Queen was more than just an album, it was a declaration. From the very first track, it was clear that Queen Latifah was not here to play by the rules, she was here to redefine them. The album featured a mix of jazz, reggae, and hip-hop, showcasing Latifah's versatility as an artist. But what truly set the album apart was its lyrical content. Latifah wasn't just rapping about the typical themes of money, fame, or street life. Instead, she used her platform to address issues like racism, sexism, and inequality, all while celebrating Black culture and female empowerment. One of the standout tracks on the album was Ladies First, a collaboration with British rapper Monie Love. The song was a bold anthem for women, emphasizing the strength and resilience of black women in particular. At a time when the hip-hop industry was dominated by male voices, Ladies First was a refreshing and necessary change. The track became an instant hit, earning praise from critics and fans alike. It wasn't just the catchy beat or the clever wordplay that made the song popular, it was the message of empowerment that Latifah delivered with conviction and style. Another significant track was Wrath of My Madness, which Latifah had released as her debut single a year earlier. The song's success on underground radio stations and in clubs had already established Latifah as a force to be reckoned with, and its inclusion on the album helped to solidify her growing reputation. The track was raw, unapologetic, and full of energy, perfectly capturing the essence of Latifah's early style. As the album gained traction, so did Queen Latifah's presence in the hip-hop community. She was quickly becoming a symbol of strength and empowerment, particularly for young black women who saw themselves reflected in her music. Latifah's rise to fame wasn't just about her talent, it was about what she represented. In an industry that often marginalized women, especially women of color, Latifah's success was a beacon of hope and inspiration. However, the journey to the top was not without its challenges. As a young woman in a male-dominated industry, Latifah faced her fair share of obstacles. There were those who doubted her abilities, who didn't believe that a woman could succeed in the world of hip-hop. But Latifah was determined to prove them wrong. She knew that she had something important to say, and she wasn't going to let anyone silence her. In the early days of her career, Latifah had to navigate the pressures of fame and the expectations that came with it. There were times when the weight of it all felt overwhelming, but she never let it break her. Instead, she used these challenges as fuel to keep pushing forward. Latifah was not just fighting for her own success, she was fighting to pave the way for other women in the industry. One of the keys to Latifah's success during this time was her ability to collaborate with other artists. She understood the power of unity and often worked with like-minded individuals who shared her vision. Her collaborations with groups like De La Soul and A Tribe Called Quest helped to elevate her profile and introduced her to new audiences. These partnerships were mutually beneficial as they allowed Latifah to experiment with different sounds and styles while also contributing to the growing movement of conscious hip-hop. As All Hail the Queen continued to climb the charts, Queen Latifah's influence only grew. She was no longer just an up-and-coming rapper, she was a bona fide star. But more importantly, she was a role model for countless young women who saw in her someone who had defied the odds and carved out her own space in a challenging industry. By the end of 1989, Queen Latifah had firmly established herself as a leading voice in hip-hop. Her debut album was a critical and commercial success, and she had proven that she was not just a one-hit wonder. Latifah's unique blend of music, activism, and empowerment resonated with people from all walks of life, and she was poised to take her career to even greater heights. This was just the beginning of Queen Latifah's journey. She had successfully broken through the barriers that held so many others back, and she was ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead. With her debut album under her belt, Latifah had laid the foundation for a career that would span decades and leave an indelible mark on the world of music and beyond. Imagine a busy recording studio in the early 1990s, the air thick with creativity and ambition. Queen Latifah is at the center of it all, her voice commanding attention as she lays down tracks for her next album. But music isn't the only thing on her mind. Latifah is already thinking about her next move, one that will take her far beyond the confines of the recording booth. By the early 1990s, Queen Latifah had already established herself as a force in hip-hop, but she was never content to rest on her laurels. Latifah had a vision for her career that went beyond just making music. She wanted to expand her influence and explore new avenues in entertainment. This drive to diversify her portfolio led her to venture into acting, a move that would not only showcase her versatility, but also solidify her status as a multifaceted talent. Latifah's first foray into acting came with a small role in Spike Lee's 1991 film Jungle Fever, where she played a waitress. Though her role was minor, it was a significant step for Latifah, who was eager to prove that she had more to offer than just her musical talents. This taste of the acting world fueled her desire to pursue more substantial roles, and it wasn't long before she landed a part in the 1992 comedy House Party 2. Here, Latifah played the character of Zora, a strong and opinionated student leader who reflected many of the qualities that Latifah herself embodied. These early roles were just the beginning of Latifah's acting career, but they also hinted at the kinds of characters she was drawn to: women who were confident, assertive, and unafraid to speak their minds. This alignment between her on-screen roles and her real-life persona helped to reinforce her image as a strong and empowering figure, both in music and beyond. However, it was her role in the groundbreaking sitcom Living Single that truly catapulted Latifah into the acting spotlight. Premiering in 1993, Living Single was a sitcom that centered around the lives of 6 African-American friends living in Brooklyn, New York. Latifah played Khadijah James, the editor and publisher of an urban lifestyle magazine called Flavor. Khadijah was a trailblazer, a successful, independent woman who was proud of her heritage and determined to succeed on her own terms. This character resonated deeply with audiences, especially young black women who saw in Khadijah a reflection of their own aspirations and challenges. Living Single was a critical and commercial success, and it became a cultural touchstone for its portrayal of strong, intelligent black women navigating life, love, and careers. The show ran for 5 seasons, and during that time, Latifah's portrayal of Khadijah earned her widespread acclaim. More importantly, the show solidified Latifah's place in the entertainment industry as not just a rapper, but a talented actress capable of carrying a hit television show. While Living Single was a major milestone in Latifah's career, it was also a platform that allowed her to explore her entrepreneurial ambitions. Recognizing the importance of having control over her own career, Latifah launched her own management company, Flavor Unit Entertainment, alongside her business partner Shakim Kampir. Originally founded as a production company to manage her own projects, Flavor Unit quickly expanded to represent other artists and produce content across various media. This move into management and production was a strategic one, allowing Latifah to leverage her growing influence in the industry and create opportunities for other artists, particularly women and people of color. Latifah's business acumen and drive to succeed in multiple arenas were evident in everything she did during this period. She understood that longevity in the entertainment industry required more than just talent. It required smart decision-making, diversification, and the ability to adapt to changing trends. By expanding her portfolio to include acting and business ventures, Latifah was not only securing her future but also setting an example for others to follow. But even as she ventured into new territories, Latifah never lost sight of her roots in music. During this time, she continued to release albums that showcased her growth as an artist. Her second album, Nature of a Sister, released in 1991, continued the themes of empowerment and self-respect that had defined her debut. However, it was her third album, Black Rain, released in 1993, that marked a significant evolution in her music. The album was both a personal and artistic milestone, featuring some of her most powerful work to date, including the hit single UNITY. UNITY was more than just a song. It was a powerful anthem that addressed issues of sexism, harassment, and violence against women. The track's message was clear: women deserved respect, and they had the right to stand up for themselves in the face of oppression. The song resonated with listeners and became one of Latifah's most iconic tracks. It earned her a Grammy Award for Best Rap Solo Performance in 1995, making her one of the few female rappers to achieve such recognition at the time. Through her music, her acting, and her business ventures, Queen Latifah was proving that she was a force to be reckoned with on multiple fronts. She wasn't just a rapper or an actress, she was a trailblazer, a role model, and a savvy businesswoman. As she continued to expand her portfolio, Latifah was setting the stage for a long and varied career, one that would leave a lasting impact on both the entertainment industry and the broader cultural landscape. By the mid-1990s, Queen Latifah had firmly established herself as a successful actress and a respected figure in the entertainment industry. But true to her nature, Latifah wasn't satisfied with simply being good. She wanted to be great. This drive pushed her to take on more diverse and challenging roles, showcasing her range as an actress and solidifying her status as a Hollywood star. One of Latifah's most notable film roles came in 1996 with the release of Set It Off. Directed by F. Gary Gray, Set It Off was a crime drama that told the story of 4 women who, after experiencing various hardships, decide to rob a bank. Latifah played the role of Cleopatra Cleo Sims, a tough, no-nonsense woman who becomes the muscle of the group. Cleo was a complex character, and Latifah brought her to life with a raw intensity that captivated audiences and critics alike. The film was a box office success and is often credited with helping to break the stereotype of black women in Hollywood by portraying them as multifaceted, strong, and determined individuals. Latifah's performance in Set It Off was a turning point in her acting career. It proved that she could handle serious, dramatic roles just as well as she could handle comedy and lighter fare. This versatility opened up new opportunities for Latifah, and she soon found herself in demand for a variety of roles. In 2002, Latifah starred in the musical film Chicago, which would become one of the most defining moments of her career. Chicago was a major production, featuring a star-studded cast that included Catherine Zeta-Jones, Renee Zellweger, and Richard Gere. Latifah played the role of matron Mama Morton, the warden of the Cook County Jail. Her performance was nothing short of spectacular. She exuded charisma and confidence, commanding the screen with every scene. Her rendition of the song When You're Good to Mama was a showstopper, and it earned her widespread acclaim. Chicago was a critical and commercial success, winning several Academy Awards and solidifying its place as one of the greatest movie musicals of all time. For her performance, Latifah was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, making her one of the few hip-hop artists to receive such an honor. This nomination was more than just recognition of her talent, it was a validation of her hard work and dedication to her craft. While her acting career was thriving, Latifah continued to stay connected to her musical roots. In 1998, she released her fourth studio album, Order in the Court, which showcased her continued evolution as an artist. The album blended hip-hop with R&B and gospel influences, reflecting Latifah's growing maturity and her desire to explore new sounds. Though Order in the Court didn't achieve the same level of commercial success as her earlier albums, it was praised for its depth and authenticity. But behind the scenes, Latifah was facing some of the most difficult challenges of her life. In 1992, her brother Lance Owens Jr. was tragically killed in a motorcycle accident. The loss devastated Latifah, who had been very close to her brother. She later revealed that she had bought the motorcycle for him as a gift, a fact that added to her grief. This tragedy had a profound impact on Latifah, leading her to question her life and career. In the years that followed, Latifah struggled with depression and substance abuse as she tried to cope with the pain of losing her brother. She admitted to using alcohol and drugs as a way to numb her emotions, but ultimately she realized that this path was only leading her further away from healing. It was a dark period in her life, but Latifah's strength and resilience helped her to eventually overcome these challenges. Latifah's personal struggles also extended to her self-image and body image. As a woman in the public eye, she was constantly scrutinized for her appearance, and this scrutiny often took a toll on her self-esteem. However, instead of succumbing to societal pressures, Latifah decided to embrace her body and advocate for body positivity. She became a spokesperson for the larger body movement, encouraging women to love themselves as they are and to reject unrealistic beauty standards. Latifah's openness about her own struggles with weight and self-acceptance resonated with many, further solidifying her role as a positive influence and role model. Despite these personal challenges, Latifah remained focused on her career. She continued to take on diverse roles, from comedy in films like Bringing Down the House 2003 opposite Steve Martin, to drama in The Secret Life of Bees 2008. In each role, Latifah brought her unique blend of humor, warmth, and authenticity, making her one of the most beloved figures in Hollywood. As the 2000s progressed, Latifah's career showed no signs of slowing down. She starred in a variety of films, ranging from action to romance, proving time and again that she could excel in any genre. Her success was a testament not only to her talent but also to her work ethic and determination. Latifah wasn't just relying on her natural abilities, she was constantly pushing herself to grow and evolve as an artist. By this point, Latifah had achieved more than most could dream of in both music and acting. She had become a household name, known for her talent, her charisma, and her positive influence. But as much as she had accomplished, Latifah knew that her journey was far from over. She had overcome personal hardships, broken barriers in the entertainment industry, and continued to pave the way for future generations of artists. With every new role, every new song, Latifah was building a legacy that would last long after the credits rolled. Imagine Queen Latifah standing on stage, a microphone in her hand as the crowd roars with applause. She's come a long way from the streets of Newark, and the world now recognizes her as one of the most influential women in entertainment. By the early 2000s, Latifah's legacy in both music and film was already well established, but her journey was far from over. She continued to push boundaries and set new standards, leaving an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Latifah's musical journey took an interesting turn in 2004 when she released the Dana Owens album. This was no ordinary hip-hop record. Instead, it was a jazz and soul album that showcased Latifah's versatility as a singer. Named after her birth name, the album was a deeply personal project that allowed Latifah to explore a different side of her artistry, with tracks like Lush Life and Baby Get Lost. Latifah proved that she was more than just a rapper. She was a singer with a rich, soulful voice that could hold its own in any genre. The Dana Owens album was a commercial success, earning Latifah a Grammy nomination for Best Jazz Vocal Album. The project was a significant departure from her earlier work, but it was also a testament to her ability to evolve as an artist. Latifah wasn't content with being pigeonholed into one genre. She wanted to explore new musical territories and challenge herself creatively. This willingness to take risks and experiment with her sound only added to her legacy, as it demonstrated her commitment to growth and artistic expression. In the same year, Latifah further cemented her place in Hollywood with a starring role in the film Taxi. Though the movie received mixed reviews, Latifah's performance was praised for its humor and energy. She continued to land leading roles in a variety of films, from the romantic comedy Last Holiday 2006 to the musical Hairspray 2007, where she played the role of Motormouth Maybelle. Each role showcased a different facet of her talent, and Latifah's ability to seamlessly transition between genres made her one of the most versatile actresses in the industry. One of the highlights of Latifah's film career came in 2008 with her role in The Secret Life of Bees, a drama based on the best-selling novel by Sue Monk Kidd. In the film, Latifah played August Boatwright, a strong, nurturing woman who becomes a surrogate mother to the film's protagonist. The role was a departure from the comedic characters Latifah had played in the past, and it allowed her to demonstrate her dramatic acting chops. The Secret Life of Bees was well received by both critics and audiences, and Latifah's performance was hailed as one of the film's standout elements. As Latifah continued to build her filmography, she also remained committed to her music. In 2007, she released another jazz album, Travelin' Light, which featured covers of classic songs by artists like Nina Simone and Peggy Lee. The album was another critical success, earning Latifah a second Grammy nomination. Her foray into jazz was not just a side project, it was a serious artistic endeavor that showcased her deep respect for the genre and her desire to pay homage to the artists who had inspired her. But Latifah's impact wasn't limited to her own work. She also played a significant role in mentoring and supporting other artists. Through her production company, Flavor Unit Entertainment, Latifah produced and appeared in a variety of television shows and films that highlighted diverse voices and stories. She was particularly passionate about creating opportunities for women and people of color in the industry, understanding the importance of representation both in front of and behind the camera. In addition to her work in film and music, Latifah ventured into other areas of entertainment, including hosting. From 1999 to 2001, she hosted the Queen Latifah Show, a daytime talk show that covered a wide range of topics, from celebrity interviews to social issues. The show was a reflection of Latifah's personality, warm, engaging, and always genuine. Though the show only ran for 2 seasons, it was another example of Latifah's ability to connect with audiences and her desire to use her platform for positive change. As the 2010s approached, Queen Latifah's influence on the entertainment industry was undeniable. She had conquered both the music and film worlds, and she had done so on her own terms. Latifah was not just a performer, she was a trailblazer, a mentor, and a cultural icon. Her ability to seamlessly transition between different mediums, combined with her commitment to uplifting others, made her one of the most respected figures in the industry. Latifah's success also paved the way for future generations of artists, particularly female rappers, who saw in her a role model and a pioneer. She proved that women could succeed in hip-hop without compromising their values, and she inspired countless others to follow in her footsteps. Her influence extended beyond just her music and films. It was felt in the way she approached her career, with integrity, passion, and a relentless drive to succeed. As Queen Latifah entered the next phase of her career, she did so with the knowledge that she had already made a lasting impact on the world of entertainment. But true to her nature, she wasn't content to simply rest on her laurels. There were still new challenges to take on, new projects to explore, and new ways to inspire those who looked up to her. Latifah's legacy was already secure, but she was determined to keep pushing forward, to keep growing, and to keep making a difference. As Queen Latifah's career continued to soar, she remained deeply committed to using her platform for the greater good. Her success in music, film, and television was remarkable, but it was her work off the stage and screen that truly solidified her as a cultural icon and a champion for social justice. One of the most significant ways Latifah made an impact was through her philanthropy. In the early 2000s, she established the Queen Latifah Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting education, the arts, and healthcare. The foundation quickly became a vehicle for Latifah to give back to the communities that had supported her throughout her career. She understood the importance of access to education and the arts, particularly for underprivileged youth, and she was determined to provide opportunities for the next generation to succeed. Latifah's foundation also focused on healthcare, particularly in addressing disparities in access to quality medical care for women and people of color. She was particularly passionate about raising awareness around issues like heart disease, which disproportionately affects African American women. Through her foundation, Latifah supported various initiatives aimed at promoting healthy living and providing resources for those in need. Her commitment to these causes was not just a reflection of her compassion, but also of her understanding of the broader social issues that affected her community. In addition to her philanthropic work, Latifah was a vocal advocate for social justice. Throughout her career, she used her platform to speak out against racism, sexism, and inequality. She was never afraid to address controversial topics, whether through her music, her public appearances, or her interviews. Latifah's voice became a powerful tool for change, and she inspired many others to use their platforms for similar purposes. Latifah's advocacy extended to the LGBTQ community as well. Although she was private about her own personal life, she was a strong supporter of LGBTQ rights and often used her influence to promote acceptance and equality. She understood the importance of representation and was committed to ensuring that all voices were heard, particularly those that had been marginalized or silenced. In 2013, Latifah returned to daytime television with a revamped version of the Queen Latifah Show. The show served as a platform for Latifah to discuss a wide range of topics, from entertainment to social issues, and it further solidified her reputation as a thoughtful and empathetic leader. Although the show only ran for 2 seasons, it was yet another example of Latifah's ability to connect with audiences and use her influence for positive change. Latifah's contributions to the entertainment industry and her work in philanthropy and social justice did not go unnoticed. Over the years, she received numerous awards and honors, including a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2006. In 2010, she was inducted into the New Jersey Hall of Fame, a testament to her impact not only on the entertainment industry but also on her home state. These accolades were a reflection of her hard work, talent, and dedication to making the world a better place. But perhaps one of the most significant aspects of Latifah's legacy is her influence on the next generation of artists. As one of the first female rappers to achieve mainstream success, she paved the way for countless other women in hip-hop. Artists like Missy Elliott, Lauryn Hill, and Nicki Minaj have all cited Latifah as an influence, and her impact can be seen in the way these artists approach their music and their careers. Latifah's influence extends beyond just music. Her success in film and television has also inspired many women of color to pursue careers in acting and producing. She showed that it was possible to be successful in multiple areas of entertainment without compromising one's values or integrity. Latifah's career is a testament to the power of versatility, hard work, and self-belief, and she continues to be a role model for aspiring artists and entertainers. As Queen Latifah continues to evolve as an artist and a public figure, her legacy remains as strong as ever. She has transcended the boundaries of hip-hop to become a symbol of empowerment, resilience, and social change. Her journey from the streets of Newark to the heights of Hollywood is a story of perseverance, talent, and an unwavering commitment to making a difference. Latifah's story is far from over, and her influence will undoubtedly continue to shape the world of entertainment and beyond for years to come. As she looks to the future, Latifah remains focused on creating new opportunities, telling important stories, and inspiring the next generation of artists and activists. Her legacy is not just one of success, it's a legacy of impact, empowerment, and the belief that we all have the power to make a difference.